Modern warfare is often portrayed as a contest of cutting-edge technology. Autonomous drones, precision missiles, artificial intelligence, and the latest air defense systems seem to determine everything. However, the Russia-Ukraine war reveals a far more complex reality. Behind all this new technology, old weapon systems from the Cold War era have re-emerged on the battlefield. One such system is the 9P33 Osa, particularly the Osa AKM variant. This is not a new innovation and was never designed for 21st century warfare. It was created decades ago to face threats very different from today's battlefield. From the outset, the Osa was not a war-winning weapon. It was designed as a short-range air defense system with the primary mission of protecting ground forces from low-altitude aerial threats like close attack aircraft and anti-tank helicopters. Its role was defensive, not offensive, and its value lay in protection, not air dominance. To understand why the Osa was mass-produced, we must look at how the Soviet Union viewed war. For the Soviets, a future war was not a limited conflict, but a large-scale ground war against NATO in Europe. Thousands of tanks and armored vehicles were expected to move simultaneously across vast fronts, with low-altitude air threats present in nearly every sector. In such a scenario, air defense could not be a scarce resource. Every unit had to have it. This is where the logic of mass production emerged. The Osa was produced not because it was the most advanced, but because it was good enough, relatively simple, and could be produced quickly and in large numbers. The Soviet philosophy favored a system that was adequate and numerous over one that was perfect but limited in quantity. This decision for mass production created a crucial legacy, a vast stockpile. Thousands of Osa units were distributed and stored. When the Cold War ended and technology advanced, these systems did not simply disappear. They remained, waiting for a context that would force their use once more. The Osa AKM variant emerged as an upgrade from earlier versions. It featured improvements in reaction time, capability against low-flying targets, and resistance to electronic countermeasures. However, these improvements were limited. Its basic structure remained the same, with an active radar that is easily detectable and minimal crew protection. The system's limitations were clear from the beginning. After the Cold War, the military world changed rapidly. Stealth aircraft, precision weapons, and standoff attacks made systems like the Osa increasingly vulnerable. Its production was halted and replaced with more modern systems. Yet the large stockpiles that existed did not simply vanish. The war in Ukraine has overturned many assumptions about modern warfare. The conflict has evolved into a war of attrition dominated by cheap drones and daily repeated attacks. In conditions like these, necessity often overrides preference. Old systems like the Osa AKM are being used again, not because they are superior, but because they are available and still operable. For Russia, the Osa AKM is more of an emergency solution than a long-term strategy. The system is used to protect logistics, rear areas, and sectors that are not top priorities. Its presence reflects the immense pressure of maintaining air defense along a vast and sprawling front. From Ukraine's perspective, the Osa AKM is seen as a limited tactical threat. It can disrupt drone operations and low-altitude flights, but it does not alter the overall balance of the war. With increasingly mature ISR and FPV drone capabilities, systems like the Osa often become priority targets. Interestingly, the re-emergence of the Osa AKM has not provoked a major global reaction. The international community does not view it as a new threat or a symbol of Russian strength. Many analysts instead interpret it as an indicator of limitations, that modern warfare is forcing the use of old systems because stocks of modern ones are insufficient. The story of the Osa AKM shows that military technology is not just about sophistication, it's also about numbers, logistics, timing, and context. The decision for mass production made decades ago still determines the options on the battlefield today. Old systems can be used again, not because they are superior, but because they exist. In the end, the Osa AKM is not a symbol of military supremacy, but a shadow of the past that still haunts modern warfare. It endures not because it is strong, but because of lack of options. The war in Ukraine reminds us that in modern conflict, what is most decisive is often not the most advanced weapon, but the hardest reality.